Hall. Opening the way for series champion Mike Cope to make his move as he charges number 44 to the front. His challenger there in number 14, Rick Crawford from Alabama. Crawford shoehorned his way into the lead and held off the competition all the way to victory lane. And today's hometown favorite, Greenville's Toby Porter, let everyone know he was serious. His number 80 mixed it up with the leaders at Martinsville all day long. Hey, these guys, they just want to have some serious kind of fun. TNN Motorsport proudly presents live exclusive coverage of the Domino Pizza 200 NASCAR Slim Jim All Pro Race from Greenville, South Carolina. It is a lovely day in South Carolina. The sun is out. Temperatures are near 80 degrees. A lot of suntan oil used in the grandstand today as we set to see the Southeast finest in today's All-Pro contest. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy. Today is the third race in the All-Pro Series for 1995, and the first two have been pavement and fender rippers. Joining me on TNN, Buddy Baker. And Buddy, these fellas have driven like they don't have to bring anything back but the steering wheel.
Mike, this is one of my favorite types of racing. It's very economic. $400 for a set of tires. Snap-on body, $725 for an entire body. They don't have to be careful. They can go at it.
Just as the Busch Grand National drivers you see regularly on TNN hope to move up to Winston Cup, many of these drivers here hope that this series will be a springboard to Busch Grand National for them.
Well, as you well know, there's several people that are being talked to right now about good Busch rides for later on, even this year. So these guys are out for a lot of publicity, and they're going to put on a heck of a race today.
You want 200 laps of fender slamming excitement? Don't leave. Let's go down to the starting grid. Here's Glenn Jarrett.
Hey, thanks, Mike. You know, this guy beside me, Billy Bigley Jr., is on the pole here today, and he was for sure having some fun last week at Martinsville. Looked like he had the field covered, but a cut right rear tire sent him a couple of laps down. Billy got another chance for retribution today.
Yeah, we sure did, Glenn. The car was really great ever since we loaded it off the trailer. I mean, the guys worked really hard, and it was just one of those deals. We had a real good race car last week. You know, we cut a tire down, but maybe we can redeem ourselves today, and maybe we can bring this thing home, this Royal Purple Velcro Gaskets, Bilstein Shocks, Monte Carlo home today in Winter Circle on TNN.
Well, you know, you've had some good success here. You finished second last year in this race to Jody Ridley, but new pavement, is that a concern?
Not really, because actually it's made the track a lot faster. The only thing we'll be maybe concerned about is that we don't get the tires too hot. We're just going to have to kind of tiptoe around there on the tires a little bit and just make sure that we don't, you know, put too much excessive heat in the tires and cause the tire maybe to blister. I'd just like to say hi to all the guys back in Naples and stuff. I know they're rooting for me, and hopefully we can bring it home.
Well, keep your eye on this guy, folks. He's led more laps this year than anybody. Outside of him is Shane Hall starting in second. Should be a great race. Stay tuned for the Domino's Pizza 200. We'll be right back with all the excitement.
Today's coverage of the Domino's Pizza 200 exclusively on TNN is brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 Motor Oil. Add more life to your car. By the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more till you use it.
Packed house here at Greenville-Pickens, the first nationally televised race here since 1971. Details on that later. Here's our starting grid. First career pole for Billy Bigley Jr. and a new track record. Shane Hall, who won a 200-lapper All-Pro race here last August. Row 2, Kevin Evans, one of his finest qualifying efforts. And Hal Goodson, the runner-up at Nashville and second in points. Rick Crawford, the point leader, won at Martinsville. And Scott Walters, runner-up here in 1993. Marty Lindley, that's the son of the great Butch Lindley, and a track regular here. Eddie Mercer, who won the pole at Nashville. Mike Cope, the All Pro champion, won here in '93, and Jimmy Britz from Florida. Buckshot Jones had a top 5 at Martinsville, and Robert Powell, the former National Winston Racing Series champion. Row 7, Freddie Query, who ran 4th at Nashville, and Jody Ridley, last year's winner and a 3-time series champ. Mitch Calhoun and Clay Brown will share row number 8. Back in the 9th row, Scott Sutherland and Brian Reevely. Row number 10 will be Mike Cox and Conrad Burr. In row 11, Ron Barfield Jr. and Marty Ward. Steve Allison in row number 12, along with Eddie Goodson. Row 13 is Dennis Sutherland and Donnie Bishop. Provisional starters are Tammy Jo Kirk, Ron Young, then Toby Porter, and Scott Lovelady. Here's today's AutoZone Race Prep, brought to you by the more than 1,000 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, best parts in auto parts. 30 cars will start today over the 200-lap distance. Mike Cope holds the record for this distance, set in August of 1993. We'll be riding with 6-time track champion Donnie Bishop in his number 84, sponsored by Domino's Pizza. There's a look over his shoulder. Out the right side window at the scenery and the big crowd along the front stretch here at Greenville, and also out the back of Donnie Bishop's car. Also the 00 of Buckshot Jones. Starting in the 11th position, there's the look forward from Jones' machine. And off the driver's side window post. The A-pillar, if you will, and also out the back window. And Toby Porter taking a provisional spot. We'll have the Grease Lightning number 80 in 29th position on the start. And let's have a look off the back of Toby Porter's car. For an update on Toby today, here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, Toby Porter, who finished 3rd last week at Martinsville, certainly expected to start further up in the field here at his hometown track at Greenville-Pickens. But as he was qualifying, he came off turn 4 on the first lap of qualifying, and he said the car just shut off. All at once, it shut down completely, and he didn't get it refired until he almost got to the start-finish line. That messed up both laps. Messed up the first lap, cutting off, and he had no momentum for the second lap. So like you said, he had to take the provisional. He knows he's got a good race car here. He had fast practice times. He said he's just going to be patient, try to work his way through the traffic.
Thanks, Glenn. Tammy Jo Kirk blew an engine in qualifying, so she will start the number 57 car. Bobby Russ Wood, the regular driver, will jump in on the first caution flag. 1 lap, and we'll go racing. I see the smile on your face, buddy. 2 laps, and we'll go racing. I see the smile on it. This is going to be fun.
Boy, I tell you what, this is not an endurance race. This is the better cars. They go out and they set the pace, and they really get after it. Mike Cope was probably the fastest car in practice. He's way back. You make one slip here, and you're back in the pack, you know, midway. So look for the 44 car to come to the front. Toby Porter starting way, way back. I guarantee you one of the fastest cars here. Look for a lot out of him.
A lot of Busch Series folks here since they have the weekend off after the change in the schedule. Randy Porter, who has a new ride for the Busch Series beginning New Hampshire, is here helping Marty Ridley. Or excuse me, helping Marty Lindley. Butch Lindley, Marty's dad, helped Randy Porter when Randy was first just getting started. So Randy returning the favor and helping Butch's son, who's won the last couple of regular weekly shows here. He'll be driving car number 10 today. Jason Keller, who's from Greenville, he's here. Busch car owner Bob Sutton is down. A lot of mechanics and other folks from the Busch Series are here as well. David Green is in the pits of Mike Cope.
Boy, you know, it's kind of like who's who in this type of racing. And the 44 car is one of Bobby Labonte's race cars. And anywhere they go, they have front-running cars. So look for a lot out of this team.
Getting ready to roll. This time by. This is the slowest they'll be all day. On the pole, Billy Bigley Jr. out of Naples, Florida, number 28. 9 years in this series. He's been on the outside pole, he said, over a dozen times. First career pole position. Shane Hall, that white number 85, right alongside. Bring them down for a start. They come up a slight hill, it looks like here, but the turns in this track, they are flat. Let's go racing.
The green flag flies. Getting into the first corner is very important. You can see Billy Bigley going in there. Shane Hall sticking right to the outside of him as they go to the back straightaway.
Good, clean start. Everybody down the backstretch cleanly, and the first three fall in single file. Rick Crawford had a nose underneath. Hal Goodson for fourth. Nothing there. Off turn 4. You can breathe again. 1 lap complete.
Well, Mike, what they're doing right now is just kind of establishing a place on the racetrack to get the tires. When they get hot, some of the cars will fall off. The better set up cars, the people that know what to do to them, they'll come to the front.
Tire rule today, each car has the 4 tires it starts on, plus 4 tires in the pits. Use them any way you want to.
Yeah, there's a $1,000 per tire penalty if you're caught with over 4 tires in the pits.
When tires for the series only cost $400 a set, that can get expensive. Well, Bigley is stepping out with it. He has a 5-car length lead on Shane Hall. Running in second, Kevin Evans. Had a great qualifying effort here, starting in third.
Yeah, he had to change the number to 04. He's the number 3 car on the field right now. He come here with 84, and now he had run the 04.
Little smoke out of Robert Powell's Regency, number 56. There you see it as he comes off the corner.
Yeah, I don't think that's tire smoke. That looks like maybe a transmission or a rear end might be leaking just a little bit. It's right in the middle part of the back of the car.
He's in 14th place. And it gets worse.
Well, if you're right behind him, you say, I hope whatever that is don't drop a whole bunch of oil out, because the way it looks, it might be a motor problem.
Mitch Calhoun in number 3 right behind.
You can see how loose he is. He's running in his own oil. It won't be long before NASCAR pulls a black flag on him.
And here it comes. Up front, Billy Bigley now just with a 3-car length advantage over Shane Hall, who gets a little distance on the 3rd place car.
Mike, Shane Hall, when he qualified, he looked like he might be the slowest car here because he does it with such great ease. And this boy really picks up the throttle nicely. He's closing in on Bigley as we speak.
Number 85, the Lube America machine out of Simpsonville, South Carolina. That's Monte Carlo for Shane Hall, who you recall had great success in winter heat. 6th place, here's Rick Crawford, last week's winner, and Marty Lindley in number 10 in the Cowboys Firebird.
And just behind them, Mike Cope. What he has to do right now, he's always up front in the points and all. He has to be very patient and make these guys make a mistake. You can't just run in there and stick your nose in there and maybe get cut off getting in the corner.
Cope at number 44, the Penrose Meat Snacks machine. Practiced at 19.29 seconds, but qualified at a disappointing 19.60. Put him well back in the field.
Well, the 14 that you see there, the blue car, he won last week at Martinsville. He's always up front. He's come all the way out for the winter heat this past year to run out there just to get the television exposure. And Rick Crawford did a fine job all the way through the whole series that we had.
So 10 laps complete. Billy Bigley, the pole sitter, leads it. Shane Hall runs in second. Kevin Evans is third. Hal Goodson is fourth. We'll be right back.